Alright guys, time for a very special commentary. This is a very rare occurrence because I'm going to be commentating on a game between Protoss versus Protoss. How often do you see that from Vaul? Not very often. In fact, I only think I've ever done one commentary on Protoss versus Protoss. I think it was back in the TSL featuring TT1. I'm not even sure if I even did that one. You guys will have to remind me if you have a better memory than me. But here is a legitimate Protoss versus Protoss game. We've got a player called Natuur up at the top right as orange Protoss, and we've got Heesu as the white Protoss down the bottom left, and we're of course on bluestorm. Now, I am not going to claim to be an expert on Protoss versus Protoss, but I have been practicing a few games against one of my buddies, so I know a little bit about the matchup. Not as much as the Terran matchups, of course, being a Terran enthusiast. But the bluestorm is one of these maps where players quite often go for a 2-gate zealot push into, well, zealot defense or push into expansion. And I'll be looking carefully to see whether either or both of these players do that. We've got the first gateway going down here from Heesu, and same, of course, from Natuur. And Natuur's sending out his probe early. Heesu is not scouting as fast as Natuur is, so that's the first divergence in play. It's always something you look for in a mirror match as soon as something goes differently from one player, and StarCraft is absolutely beautiful for the fact that there is a lot of divergence in the way you play. The optimal play is ambiguous, as some people call it. And indeed, here we've got double gateway going down for Heesu, and he's sending out a probe already. First zealot being produced, and Natuur has arrived in his base with the probe. So things trucking along here, but Nature's gone for an assimilator instead, and is not going for the double gateway, which leads me to believe that maybe he'll be going for dragoons and some kind of tech, whereas with Heesu, you'd probably expect him to be expanding a bit quicker given his zealot heavy build and no gas, probably no what do you call it, cybernetics core either. Not for a period of time. Now we've got the first zealot leaving the base of Heesu, and we've got another zealot chasing around the probe here in Nature's base. And when it's just one zealot versus one zealot, that little probe will be quite handy. And let's see how this goes. We've got Nature's zealot, orange zealot, in the gap there and getting ready to defend, but he's going to be boxed in on both sides. On one hand from the probe, but takes out the probe. It's just that he's on much lower health, so he's not going to win the fight against Heesu's zealot. But it's not too big a deal because he's got a reinforcement zealot coming his way. So there's two zealots versus one zealot, and Heesu is just running around a bit and realizes that it's not going to work. So he sends up, he retreats with a single zealot, but he's got two more in reinforcements, so it's going to be 3 versus 2 very shortly, and there could be a little bit of a micro war here. And in the meantime, Heesu is just putting down his natural expansion. Not sure if you guys can see it in the minimap, but you've got a bit of a fight going on, and that was a nice bit of micro by Natuur, just preventing the zealots from heading through the gap. Indeed, we have an expansion down there for Heesu. And in Nature's base, he's putting up a cybernetics core, and there's the first dragoon. And Heesu is going to know about this. Heesu's going to be able to see all of that, and Natuur probably assumes that he's up against a fast expansion anyway, just given the map and given the fact that he knows that his opponent's gone double gate zealots. And there's the Citadel of Adun, so the zealot's going to see that as well. No big surprise there. Citadel of Adun, that means, inevitably Dark Templars, High Templars, that kind of stuff. Wouldn't expect them to go speed zealots very quickly, and there's the Templar archive. So, look, Heesu's going to know about this. So, really, the onus is on Natuur to really make it work, because Heesu's going to have double expansion here. He's either going to have some very quick observers or some photon cannons protecting him. That means he'll be, there's the forge, so photon cannons are protecting him, and he'll be ahead economically. So, this is not the best for Natuur, is it? Natuur looking to put down his expansion. I think that's probably the best move that he could do. Really just try to stay in the game economically, try and catch up. And perhaps he can use that Dark Templar to just hold the middle ground for a period of time until Heesu gets observers, and then maybe get some heads on later expansions go to 3 base before Heesu's on 3 bases. That could be the way to go. It looks like Heesu's being very heavy on the photon cannons. He's got 3 of them going down by the looks, and that's it's quite a number of them. That is a significant investment. Just having a look around for any troops with that probe there. Is that 4 photon cannons? Or was one of them a pylon? But wow. Oh, there's the cybernetics core. Yeah, but 3 photon cannons makes me wonder whether he wasn't really set back as much as I would have thought. I'm talking about nature, that is. Given that he's forced his opponent to get so much to static defense. But having said that, Heesu is definitely well ahead in terms of his expansion. And there's the robotics facility going down for nature, yeah, nature. And I'm going to have a look around for a robotics facility from Heesu in a minute. But here comes the Dark Templar. Let's see if by some miracle he's able to push his way in. Here come the Dragoons now, going straight for that photon cannon, but they're pulling back. They realize that Heesu's made too many photon cannons. He's not going to be able to punch through that way. So a bit unfortunate. It's going to be a bit disappointed with that choice of Dark Templar strategy, I feel. And there's the robotics facility. He's got 2 photon cannons in the middle of his base there. So that's a grand total of a whopping 5 photon cannons that he's invested resources in. And Dark Templar charging past. Dark Templar's going to get past the photon cannons. So wow, Nature has actually got the Dark Templar into Heesu's base now and whacking at a pylon, but he can't get too far in now. He can't actually get through to the probes because of those photon cannons, and Heesu is actually building an observatory, so he's going to be able to get rid of that Dark Templar fairly soon. But at least that Dark Templar is able to get a little bit of money's worth in terms of damage done. And there he goes, taking out the taking out the pylon, and trying to work his way in a little bit further. He's not able to get any of the closer buildings, but is going to be able to smack away at that gateway. Just remains to be seen whether he takes it out before the observer arrives. And judging by the timing of it, he's definitely not. That observer's going to be out, and he's going to be able to. Heesu is going to be able to knock it out. And Dragoons are getting into position right now, just waiting for the observer. There it is, and starting to blast away at that Dark Templar is gone. So, what has Nature been able